You may be familiar with a little place called Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. In fact, chances are you've flown to it or from it at some point in your travels. It is literally the world's busiest airport. And as such an insane hub, Atlanta has taken the initiative to raise awareness and take action when it comes to one of the biggest problems we're facing today, and that is human trafficking. I'm here with Joy Brown from the Atlanta Airport. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for a great airport. I'm always relieved when I get to land there.
We do what we can.
It's amazing. It's so big.
Yes, the world's busiest and most efficient.
Crazy. How many people go through every day?
We're looking at about 300,000 passengers per day during our peak time.
It's a lot. So, and I'm guessing keeping an eye on 3,000 people and looking for victims has got to be a challenge.
Absolutely. That's why we need to empower our travelers to also keep an eye out and look for the human trafficking indicators and help us to make sure that everyone is safe in that environment.
My name is Lenn. I'm the interim airport general manager for Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. It is my responsibility to provide oversight over this multi-billion-dollar enterprise. This year, we are projected to host 108 million passengers. These people are coming from across the world. So anytime that you are trying to handle a crisis such as human trafficking, the #1 priority is to educate the masses.
We take this initiative very seriously, and for every single badge holder that comes through the airport, we make sure that they are trained to know what to look for and who to call if they see someone who is in need. We also work very closely with our state, federal, and local partners and advocacy groups to ensure that we have resources available for people, and also ensure that people feel comfortable if they see something to say something and who to contact.
We were the first airport to actually sign an agreement of commitment about child exploitation and to stop human trafficking across the globe.
So of course we work with other airports and share best practices, and we do bring forward to our program any changes that have been brought and have been successful for other airports. We incorporate those.
The more airports that take on this initiative, the best, because remember, airports is the #1 transportation modal across the world. Here at the airport, we say humans are not for sale. Not then, not now, not ever.
Talk about the initiatives.
So, as it pertains to human trafficking, we do everything that we can to make sure that we make the airport a safe space for all of our travelers.
Sure.
Every single airport employee, before they receive their badge, they must do a human trafficking training. When they renew their badge, they have to do a human trafficking training.
And by training, would like being able to identify or see signs of?
That's right.
What kinds of things do they look
Indicators. So passengers who are in distress, that look uncomfortable, or look like they might be in a situation that they should not be in, we want to make sure that we have all of our senses up and alert when we are dealing with our 300,000 passengers per day.
Goodness. How big a problem is this?
For our airport, we haven't necessarily seen many situations, if any. With that many people, it's hard to really tell and get a gauge on it. So we try to do the best that we can to keep an eye on our foot traffic so that we ensure that everyone is safe and nothing suspicious is happening.
And there's a range of human trafficking. As I've come to understand this topic, there's unbelievably organ trafficking.
Yes.
There's even like labor trafficking. There's all kinds of stuff that people get stuck in that they can't get out of.
You are absolutely correct. So there is labor trafficking, sex trafficking, organ trafficking. We hear the most in the state of Georgia and Metro Atlanta region about sex trafficking and slave trafficking.
Is there anything we can look for that might tip us off that it's something a little more that we ought to tell the employee about?
For us, the biggest thing is if we see someone who's not carrying their own documents, like their own ID, their own passport, they're just moving through the airport and whoever's with them, their handler per se, is turning over those documents and they're not really saying much or speaking much, that's a huge red flag.
Okay, interesting.
And I want to plead with our travelers to have grace for us in that space.
Try.
We are actually doing our human trafficking indicators as you move through our airport. So if you're going through a line of questioning as you go through check-in, You might be asked some certain questions. That's us just making sure that you're cool and you're safe to travel through. If you're traveling with a young one, they might ask the young one a question directly just to make sure that they are with the right person and they are comfortable and safe.
Thank you for being here, Joanne. Thank you for helping us deal with this such an important problem.
Absolutely.
As you become more aware of how big this problem is, I think people will appreciate what you're doing. So if you want to do your part, no matter where you are, remember, if you see something, say something, as Joy taught us. But for more information on human trafficking awareness, you can go to ATL.com. So visit ATL for Atlanta, ATL.com, and we'll be right back. Don't go away. Don't go anywhere. See how this NASCAR legend's father found healing in stem cells.